Are you wondering what's the best smartwatch for Android this year? If so, stay tuned, because by the end of this short video, you'll know exactly which one to choose. In today's video, we're going to check out the 5 best Android smartwatches on the market. This list was made based on our personal views and are listed based on price, quality, durability, and more. To see prices and get more info about the products shown, be sure to check out the description below. One last thing before we dive in, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to get the latest product reviews from the channel. Okay, so let's get started with today's video. At number 5 is the Huawei Watch GT. Smartwatches and fitness trackers are hot right now, but lots don't have enough battery life. Enter the Huawei Watch GT. This device lasts longer than most other smartwatches on the market and can do quite a lot too. Starting with the design, the Watch GT is thinner than your average sports wearable, measuring just 10.6 millimeters from the front of the screen to the rear of the casing, and feels nicely built with 2 buttons on the right edge of the watch that has a firm click to them, and the black ceramic bezel looks elegant. There is an ambient light sensor hidden behind it, which keeps the full face of the 454 by 454 1.4-inch OLED screen on view. Moving on, despite the simple looks, there's very little sensor-wise that this watch doesn't have. It has GPS with GLONASS and Beidou support, in addition to regular GPS. Also an optical heart rate sensor, accelerometer and gyroscope to track motion, and magnetometer or compass and barometer. In addition, a small white puck is included in the box along with a USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable. You plug the Type-A end into any phone charger and the Type-C end into the edge of the puck. It snaps onto the back of the phone magnetically, and charging takes up to 2 hours. On to ease of use. Browsing around the Huawei GT interface feels great. The touchscreen is responsive, and everything feels snappy and easy to find your way around. Additionally, the lower button fires up your list of activity tracking modes. The watch can auto-detect activity with lots of activities to choose from, including swimming with stroke detection and distance tracking for both indoor and outdoor pools, along with cycling, running, hiking, and climbing. The biggest attraction in Huawei Watch GT is its battery life. According to Huawei, the watch will last up to 30 days in typical use. It will turn off heart rate monitoring and only use the Watch GT for notifications and calls. We would say that 14 days of normal use is a very reasonable expectation. To conclude, if you want a smartwatch with fashionable appearance, many daily functions, rich sports modes, and a super long battery life, you might as well try the Huawei Watch GT. At number 4 is the TechWatch S2 smartwatch. If you want your smartwatch to take a pounding and perhaps keep up with a more active lifestyle, what choices do you have? After all, the majority are made for looks, not for toughness. Mobvoi has stepped up with the TechWatch S2, a smartwatch that doesn't mind getting knocked or scraped once in a while. Design-wise, Mobvoi has engineered the TechWatch S2 to meet US military standard A10G, protecting against temperature, dust ingress, and is water-resistant to 5 atmospheres. It's quite thick at 12.9 millimeters, and the matte black color makes it faceless. Moreover, the polycarbonate body's texture feels great. The entire watch is very lightweight, and the silicone strap is comfortable. The button on the side is also easy to locate and push even with gloves on, and the tall bezel should keep the face free from accidental scuffs or scratches. We like that it was easy to personalize your watch by changing the watch face and switching out the straps. The screen measures 1.39 inches and has a 400 by 400 pixel resolution. We had no problem seeing it outdoors, but there's no ambient light sensor, meaning you have to adjust the brightness manually. Moving on, the watch runs the latest version of Google's Wear OS platform. It's swipe-based, but it's more logical than before and more helpful too. A swipe to the right activates Google Assistant. Swipe to the left and you get a selection of fitness metrics and access to Mobvoi's Tech Health Suite, found inside the standard Mobvoi app from Google Play. Alternatively, long press on the screen and you can swap to Google Fit. The tough body makes the TechWatch S2 ideal for outdoor use. It tracks steps and heart rate, interacts with Google Fit and Mobvoi's own Tech Health app, and has built-in GPS. We generally had no complaints about performance using it on a daily basis without frustration. The TechWatch S2 has a 415 mAh battery inside, which will typically last around 36 hours before requiring a top-up. Although not bad, it isn't as good as some others on the market. As for charging the battery, this is done by using the magnetic plinth with pogo pins on it. We placed the watch on the plinth with 20% charge showing on the display, and it reached 100% in about 60 minutes. To conclude, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better option if you're looking for an ultra-durable Wear OS-powered fitness smartwatch on a budget. At number 3 is the Garmin Forerunner 235. There are plenty of Android fitness trackers to choose from these days, so if you need to track your running or workouts along with your steps, then the Garmin 235 is a reliable entry-level running smartwatch. Let's see what makes it tick. Starting with the design, the watch measures 45mm by 45mm by 11.7mm, which is approximately 1.75 inches in diameter, with the watch weighing just 42 grams, making it easy to forget you have it on your wrist. The Forerunner 235 is available in 3 different colors: black and gray, frost and blue, and marsala. All of these colors look professional and are suitable for mature people. The navigation and commands are managed by a series of buttons lined up along the perimeter of the watch case. The 1.23-inch diameter color display is non-touch and is very readable in bright sunlight, which we found useful. Moreover, when used as a running companion, it can make a noticeable difference for fitness lovers. The Garmin Forerunner 235 is the wearable that holds pretty much all the features to be called a good GPS watch. The watch's out-of-the-box feature set includes daily activity tracking, run tracking, training programs, plus smartwatch features, and the ability to install apps that further expand the watch's capabilities. In addition, the built-in GPS utilizes GPS and GLONASS satellites for locating the position. Some metrics like distance, speed are measured using these satellites to give more accurate results. Moving on with activity and sleep tracking, this Garmin 235 watch covers the standard activity tracking metrics, like counting steps, burned calories, distance, and it additionally has sleep monitoring to track total sleep and movement. With the wrist-based heart rate monitor, Garmin has used Elevate technology to measure heart rate for 24/7 without any extra strap. Additionally, you can pair the watch with a compatible phone for connected features, like automatic uploads to Garmin Connect, smart notifications, audio prompts, and live tracking. You can also download customizable watch faces and applications from Connect IQ, which is pretty cool. Before we end, we must mention that Garmin promised a battery life between 9 and 11 days. However, we found it needed to be recharged after 3 days, which is still not too bad. This is recharged through an exclusive clip that attaches to the side of the watch and powered via USB. To conclude, if you've been seeking the best value and full-feature GPS watch that would add new life to your fitness activities, then we would suggest the Garmin Forerunner 235 is one of the best Android smartwatches with almost nothing to dislike. At number 2 is the Fossil Gen 4 Explorist smartwatch. As fashionable smartwatches go, there is a lot to like about the Fossil Gen 4 Explorist. It's attractive, well-made, waterproof, and available in a choice of finishes and band styles. Design-wise, the Gen 4 watch looks like a traditional mechanical timepiece more than most of its Android smartwatch rivals, down to its large flat glass front and notched bezel and crown-style buttons. However, what separates the Q Explorist from a mechanical wristwatch is its excellent 454 by 454 1.4-inch display. The Q Explorist's OLED panel is right at the forefront, and it's pin-sharp, bright, and colorful. Despite measuring 45mm across, the smartwatch doesn't feel excessively bulky, which is great. In addition, flip the watch over and you'll find the Q Explorist optical heart rate sensor, which does protrude slightly from the back of the casing. This isn't so pronounced as to cause discomfort, and it also doubles up as a suitable notch for helping secure the watch's magnetic wireless charger. The watch is available in 5 different colors, which come with a variety of straps made from different materials. Whichever model you choose, you can still use any standard 22mm band to achieve the look you want. As for performance, the 4th generation Explorist runs Wear OS, formerly Android Wear, which means it can be used with both Android and iOS devices, which is great. Moreover, where the previous Q Explorist lacked GPS, NFC, and a heart rate monitor, all 3 features have been added to this Gen 4 Explorist smartwatch, making it an altogether more appealing device. Indeed, you can now leave the house without your phone and accurately log the distance and time of your workout while keeping tabs on your pulse. The NFC feature is a great addition. It took only a few minutes to set up Google Pay, and making a contactless payment at the supermarket was as easy as it would have been using a credit or debit card. Best of all, it works without an internet connection, so you can pick something up at the shops on the way back from a run, even if you've left your phone and wallet behind. We also like to mention that the efficient new charger design ensures a snappier power-up than with previous generations. The watch can reach 80% charge in under an hour and fill up completely in around 1 hour 15 minutes, which is pretty impressive. To conclude, the Gen 4 Explorist has all of the aesthetic appeal that you'd expect of a brand that specializes in fashion accessories. And crucially, it includes all the features a prospective smartwatch buyer should, and one we would recommend. At number 1 is the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active. The Tizen-based Samsung Galaxy Watch Active is a smaller alternative to the big bulky smartwatches we usually see, and is a compelling piece of hardware. It provides a lot of the same features as larger wearables and even adds a few new ones. Design-wise, the Galaxy Watch Active is made with military-grade protection and a protective Gorilla Glass coating that prevents scratching. It's thin at just 10.8 millimeters thick and weighs in at a lightweight 25 grams, plus comes in lots of colors and interchangeable brands. Moreover, if there's something Samsung does better than most is, it makes great smartwatch displays, and the Watch Active is no exception. The 1.1-inch 360 by 360 AMOLED display is an absolute beaut. It's bright and vibrant, and images and text are crisp. The main controls will be with your fingers as you swipe, tap, and flick your way through Tizen OS. There are 2 physical buttons on the side for the power control and Samsung Pay access, which is a cool feature. Onto the performance, a swiping to the right of the watch face will bring you to the health screen, showing you 3 core trackers. You get activity or calories burned, workout or active minutes, and move hourly, which aims to get you up and moving around every hour. Swiping to the left will bring you to many app experiences, like the health tracker or the heart rate tracker. You can also check your calendar or pump up the jams with Spotify. The latter is a nice experience to have on your wrist, and yep, it works with the Galaxy Buds. In addition, you can track about 39 different activities ranging from biking to running, so it's an impressive array. Moving on, Galaxy Watch Active brings a lot of value when paired with your Galaxy phone. It links quite well with Samsung's One UI and natively will work with the Galaxy Store for any extra apps and watch faces you may want to add. You can see notifications on your wrist, control music playback through Spotify, and maybe even get a little more active. Additionally, with the watch being smaller and thinner, you might think the battery life will be poor, but I've consistently gotten around a day and a half with the Galaxy Watch Active. Before we end, the Samsung includes a wireless charger, but you can also charge the Active with wireless power share on the Galaxy S10e, S10, and S10 Plus. To conclude, the Galaxy Watch Active's lightweight and simple design make it better for working out and wearing to bed, and works on both Android and iOS. Overall, it's a pleasant experience that is smooth and well thought out, which is why it tops our list. Thanks for watching the video. We hope you found it useful. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this in the future. If you do have any questions related to these products, you can leave a comment below and we'll get back to you. Catch you soon.
So we all love technology. Well, some of us love technology. Well, I've learned to love technology, especially when I can use it in my small business to help me really reduce my workload and work so much smarter and so much more efficiently, and also to create profit when I'm not even at my desk. So today I'm going to share with you 5 types of technology, and I'm also going to make my strategic recommendations as to which ones to use in the blog post below, so that you can start to implement these services into your business and save yourself some time and money. All right, my first go-to must-have technology that I use every single day in my business is a project management software. The one that I particularly use, and I've researched them all, and I've actually used 3 or 4 of them for quite some time, is a software called Teamwork. Now, let me tell you as a manager why I love Teamwork. First of all, I like to be very organized, right? I don't like to do things the hard way. I like to work smart, not hard. And the reason that I choose Teamwork is because what it allows me to do is track every single project that I have going on, not only in my own business, but I also use it to track all of my clients' dealings, all of the things that they're working on and that sort of thing. So I know every single moment exactly what's going on over multiple different projects. And right now, I'm managing a lot of them. Right now, we're in the middle of 22 separate projects at my company. And to be able to track that stuff without a project management software would be, I'd pull my hair out. Really, I would rather just poke a pin in my eye over and over again because it would be so painful. So I used to hate managing. And part of the reason why was because I was trying to keep track of, when people said they would get this done or when they said they would get that done. My email system was getting all clogged up with all different kinds of versions of documents, and I didn't know which one I was editing, and it was just taking way too much time. And that's when I started using Teamwork. What Teamwork allows you to do is you can not only assign tasks to all of your different team members and to yourself to keep you on track, but it also provides you a way to collaborate on documents. So you can upload documents or PowerPoint presentations or anything you want your team to review, and you can assign a task. You can also create messages within the different project areas. And what's so fantastic about the creating of messages is that it replaces email. So what happens is that in one specific area, one mini project, what you have the ability to do is track every single thing that's going on in one space. So no more digging through emails, trying to find which version you're working on, trying to keep multiple lists on your desktop. It is all in one place. And for someone who manages quite a large team and a lot of clients and projects, I can actually look in my overview section every single morning and see exactly who's on time, who's behind on deadlines, or anything that anyone needs from me, just like this. It literally took my project management time down from having to have a full-time project manager on multiple different projects. So taking it down from that to I can manage a majority of my projects in under an hour a day. I mean, that is a huge time and money saving. So check out Teamwork, and again, there's a link below. All right, the second one that saved me a huge amount of time and money is an online scheduling software. So I have a very booked calendar. I'm very, very busy. And I used to have someone who did nothing else but schedule my calendar. That was the entire job, was to make sure that I connected with the people I needed to connect with. Everything was on my calendar. My conference line was set up and everything was ready to go. This required a full-time person that I was often paying up to $3,000 a month to have this person doing my calendar. Well, now I use a program called Schedule Once, and there's lots of different time calendars out there, but I'll tell you the reason that I like this one specifically. The reason I like Schedule Once so much is because not only does it integrate with my conference line, and I use GoToMeeting to work with my clients, but the other thing that it does is it sends reminders. So it sends up to 3 reminders before they even have the appointment with all of the information in it, as well as it sends a reminder afterwards thanking them for showing up to the appointment. So I just eliminated an entire person's job, and I'm sure that the person's not super thrilled about that, but from a business standpoint, it's pretty fantastic. And I made it so much easier for my clients to be able to book with me, because now all they have to do is click on a link. They can see all of my availability. They can choose the spot that works for them. It's immediately put on my calendar, integrated with my meeting software, and reminders are sent out to my clients or whoever I have my meeting with in advance. It saves me a tremendous amount of time. It saves me a tremendous amount of money, and it makes everyone's life so much easier. All right. The third software that I use that I think is so important, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of marketing, is an automated, a marketing automation system that includes some kind of CRM, which is a customer relationship management platform. Now, again, there's tons out there, but the 2 that I recommend over and over and over again to my clients and that I use inside my business are Infusionsoft and Aweber. So Infusionsoft it's not for the faint of heart. However, if you want to put your marketing and sales system on autopilot, this is the platform for you. Now, it's a little bit tricky to get up and to get it started, but once you do, you put your marketing on autopilot, and it's absolutely fantastic. You know, this works for all different kinds of businesses as well. I have a client who's a realtor who's now started using Infusionsoft. I have people who do marketing professionally. I know people that own brick and mortar stores that are using Infusionsoft, and I absolutely love it. But again, here's the thing. It does require some investment, and it's not for the faint of heart. You gotta kind of love, love technology, or you need to be willing to hire someone to do the Infusionsoft work for you. The alternative to that, which is much more simple, is a software that I often recommend to our clients called Aweber. And Aweber is what, in fact, actually Infusionsoft recommended to me as baby Infusionsoft. So it's much more simpler, a much nicer price point, and it allows you to be able to put your marketing on autopilot. The reason that that's so important is because you want to be able to help your clients get through your funnel, which we're going to talk about in a minute. You want to help your clients be able to get through their funnel. So from the moment someone finds you online and says, yes, I'd like more information, immediately you want to be able to start a relationship and start communicating with them and help them get the information that they need and learn more about you. But look, who wants to send all of these emails manually or make all these phone calls manually? Forget that. What you want to do is you want to set up an automated marketing system that allows you to be able to communicate with your clients and helps them move through the funnel and eventually get on your calendar if they're a good fit. And that way, it is going to simplify your marketing. It's also going to allow you more freedom, and most importantly, it's going to help you enroll a lot more clients. So those are my two favorite for that. All right, I mentioned funnels. So what a funnel is, for those of you who don't know, a marketing funnel is a little bit what it sounds like. It's you put something in at the beginning and it comes out the end. And with a marketing funnel, what we're looking for is a way to be able to capture people's contacts. So we start with some kind of page, whether it be, what's sometimes called a landing page or a squeeze page. And what it's designed to do is capture people's information, right? So I've got lots of these. I'll put an example in the blog post below just so you can see what I'm talking about. So what it does is you drive someone to this web page and it says something like, hey, would you like more information? Click here. Hey, would you like to attend a webinar? Click here. Hey, would you like my free special report or free MP3 or whatever it is? Go ahead and click here. And what they do is they enter their information, right? And then it goes into this funnel, and then they go to the next page and it says, hey, you can record a video and you can give them some kind of content. And oftentimes what we do on these funnel pages is we actually have them set up an appointment. It's like, hey, thanks so much for requesting my free report. And what I would love to do is I would love to talk to you. If this information resonates with you and you are a blankety blank 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 type of client who needs my services, then right below you can schedule an appointment. And this is going to automate the communication again and create a funnel. Now, without getting too sophisticated, what I will tell you is you can actually pair up something like ClickFunnels with Infusionsoft so that you've got the best of both worlds. But this one, ClickFunnels, is really inexpensive. It's really easy to use. It's going to help you generate more leads and transfer them from leads into qualified prospects who book on your calendar. So I can't highly recommend that one enough. All right, my last one, and this is a really simple one, but I see a lot of entrepreneurs missing this, is a phone system. So look, if you are using a Gmail or AOL account, don't do that. If you are using your own cell phone, don't do that either. If like really, it's like you want to show your clients that you have an established business that's up and running, right? And one of the greatest ways to be able to do that is to use a system like the one I use called phone.com. And what phone.com does, it's, you can all actually put my phone number below and you can call and you can see how my phone.com system's set up. What it does is it actually has a recorded voicemail, And here's the beauty of it, especially if you run virtual teams or you want your team members to be able to work virtually. What it does is it gives you, it's very inexpensive, and it gives you an opportunity to leave a message, a branded message, where you can let people know, hi, if you're looking for customer service, press 1. If you're looking for sales, press 2, or however you want to say it. And then what you can do is you can route the calls to different people. I love this system, and it's something I have every single one of my clients install, even if they are a single person shop, because as they grow, this is going to allow them to scale their infrastructure. The other thing that it does, which I love, is I can answer my phone from wherever I want in the world. I can just simply dial into my system, and if I decide to go and work from the Caribbean for a month, I can just simply forward my calls directly to my Caribbean phone number. And voila, I can work from anywhere in the world. Or if I'm going to be gone for a week, I personally have my phone set up so that it actually rings not only to my office, but it also rings to my cell phone in the event that I'm going to be, running out for lunch or something. And the greatest thing about this is that it actually notifies you when someone's calling. So if you're in the middle of a meeting and someone calls, you can actually tell that it's your office line calling. Or if you're in the middle, in a casual meeting with a friend, and you're like, oh, this is a work call, let me take it. You can take it, and then you're like, oh, this sounds like a telemarketer, or oh, this sounds like someone, I don't need to talk to this person right now. You can actually press a button and it sends them directly to voicemail. Your voicemails pop up they get emailed to you, which is super convenient because now you never have to dial into a voicemail system again, and you've got your calls right at your fingertips. All right, guys, so there are 5 technologies that I highly recommend to help you strategically shortcut your path to profit and freedom. If you've got any questions or comments, or you'd like to share with me some of the technologies that work really well for you and your business, then by all means, please let me know. Like this video, comment below on the blog post, and share this with your friends. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.
eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for
So welcome to the video we've all been waiting for, the most requested video of all time, and that is testing the cheapest drill on Amazon, but we're not going to stop with that. We're also going to test the second cheapest. So here are the bells of the ball. We've got at the #1 spot at $26, the, what is it? The high spec. High specifications, I guess that's what that stands for. We could expect some very tight tolerances and superior performance from that one, I'm sure. And then we go back to the very beginning, the Genesis model, coming in at $32. So I checked on Amazon. These currently, or when I had purchased or ordered these last week, these at that current time were at the bottom of the barrel. So the question needs to be asked, can you get a decent drill for 26, let's say right around the $20 to $30 range? Today we're going to find out. We're going to do a series of 3 tests. First we'll do a drilling test. We'll put them to their paces. We'll do a drop test. And then we'll go head to head and we'll run them until one of them dies. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so let's just do a very quick overview here. So what we have is an 18 volt, kind of old school technology battery. Everything feels, well, not great. A lot of burrs and not very good fit and finish. Not great ergonomic, but not bad actually. I mean, this feels better than some of the lower end like Ryobis that I've picked up before. It's not too bad. Forward, reverse. It's got a clutch. Does the clutch work? One. Yeah, clutch works. Doesn't sound great. If we go up to our top one, it doesn't go to 11. It only goes to 9. Well, pretty torquey there. Well, maybe. Yeah, that's not too bad. Just a standard plastic chuck. So no frills. It does have a few nice features though. Look at that. Dual, I'm saying dual bit holders. How about that? That is nice. You don't see that on your Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita. All right, so that's basically it. There's not a whole lot. There's one thing I am interested about though. So usually drills will have a clutch or a 2-speed function, right, on the top that you can run at a low RPM or high RPM. These both have these little like covers on there, and well, curiosity killed the cat. I just have to know what is in there. It's my knife. I can do whatever I want to with it. See, it's a Benchmade. So I guess that broke, by the way. I don't know why that was there. But so the Genesis, back to the beginning, the Genesis has one as well. Let's take a peek inside. What is that? No, this one seems to be a little harder. All right, so that one's not going to come out. So we'll never know what's inside the Genesis, which is just as well. All right, the Genesis now is also packed with features, many more features, including an 18 volt battery. So these are the same, but good grief. But check this out. So we're going to borrow a bit. It's got a magnetic bit holder. How about that? Not a very good one though, is it? I wouldn't recommend using that if you want to hold on to your bits. And are there any, oh, look at this. I didn't even notice it. It has a 2-position spirit level. I actually like that. I've got one of those on one of my old corded DeWalt drills, and it helps you to drill straight holes. It's actually kind of a functional tool right there to have that spirit level. I don't mind that. Forward and reverse, no clutch, or it does have a clutch as well. Does that work? Now this has a better sound than the high spec. Maybe the high spec is not as high. Well, this one goes to 15. It goes to 15. Well, that is pretty torquey there. I can't hold it at 15. Okay, so there is the overview of the two. Let's start with the drilling test. Being that both of these drills have only a 1/4-inch chuck, we will go with the biggest bit I have that will fit in there, and that'll be a 1-inch spade or paddle bit. Here we go. Let's start with the high spec, and we'll put the 1-inch paddle bit in. Oh, that is not a nice sound inside of that drill. All right, here we go. That is not a good drill. That didn't, it doesn't have enough power. Even at 18 volts, it won't, I can't really make it go any further than that. That's actually very disappointing. That is not really, I'm afraid, very high specifications there. Let us move back to the Genesis. We'll go back to the origin of everything. Now that does have a whole lot better sound to it. And I didn't mention either that the Genesis actually comes with a pretty decent case. All right, let us begin. So I think it's pretty clear which one is coming out on top of the drilling test. That actually was not too bad. It has, if you listen, it has more of a precise sound. The gears sound better with this one. That one sounds terrible. I mean, it definitely feels different. What's the price difference in these two? We got $26.32. I don't do math on camera, but that's $6 difference, and you get a case. Oh, there is really no question when it comes to drilling power, ergonomics, fit and finish and feel that the Genesis is a whole lot better for just a few dollars more. Let's see how they stack up to the 6-foot drop test. So let's start with the high spec. Okay, so the 6-foot drop test, what we'll do is I'll hold it just like this from the back of the motor at about eye level, about 6 feet high, and we'll drop it directly onto concrete. Okay, kind of just what we expected. The battery came out. Nothing against the drill. They all do that, no matter what. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Something has come loose inside the high spec. Wonder if some of its high specifications has come loose. So, does it still work? Reverse, still works. All right. And now for the Genesis. Well, how about that? The Genesis is clearly coming out on top. The battery did not come loose. You don't see anything broken. 6-foot drop test, that's a good test. That's typically what you would knock off the top of your small ladder. Does it still work? Of course it does. All right, it's time for the death match. That has a light. All right, friends, here we go. So this is what I'm going to call the power tool death match here, where we've got a single bit chucked up and both together, and I'm going to pull both triggers simultaneously, and we're going to let them go until one of them dies, or catches fire, or smokes, or whatever. Got my fire extinguisher ready, and let the clock begin. Go. Oh, goodness, that's torquey. I'm going to have to hold on tighter than that. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's under a strong load. Uh-oh, you see the smoke? Uh-oh, I got smoke coming out of both of them. Oh, I should have put my respirator on, a fan or something. Oh, there's a crackling. Oh man, which one's gonna die first? Which one's gonna be the victor? Maybe I should have put some gloves on. Oh, they're both smoking. You can smell the plastic burning. I don't feel any heat yet. Definitely the high spec is, the high spec is definitely smoking more. Oh, it smells terrible. The light's still working in the Genesis. How long can they go? Is there gonna be a fire? I can feel they're still twisting pretty hard. Maybe I should clamp these in the vise next time. Ugh, how much more abuse can they take? Uh-oh, the Genesis is making an audible sound. Smoke pouring out of the rear vents. Oh, still going though. Oh, here we go. Definitely. I have to wear a respirator with this next time, but now we're committed. They're still turning. Oh no! Oh, my hands hurt so bad from this. Boy, that either one of them will give up. They're just going and going here. There's a lot of cracking and popping coming out of the Genesis. It's starting to overcome it, but at what cost? The high spec is still fighting though, but it's fighting a losing battle. But this Genesis it might not win. It's smoking way more than the high spec is. The high spec just kind of quit smoking, but it's still pulling. I don't feel any heat on the handle yet, but my hands are really getting tired. Oh, something's got to give here. How long can they go on? Somebody's got to give up, or I'm going to give up. Neither one of them will die. Look at the smoke, it's still coming out of the high spec. That's quit smoking a long time ago. I don't know if it just, what it's doing. It's smoking a little bit, but nothing like the Genesis. They just won't die. Neither one will give up. Come on, just do something. Catch on fire. Goodness. Batteries are getting lower, I can feel that. All right, well, man, I think that's all they're going to do. They're not drilling too much anymore, a little bit. That's it. So what did we learn here? Well, the Genesis, I think it might be on fire. I mean, it's been, oh, it's hot, the battery, oh, it's really hot. It's been smoking and making a bunch of burning sounds for 5 minutes now. It doesn't seem to have any, and show any sign of quitting. The high spec, you know, it just underperformed in everything. It underperformed in drilling. It underperformed in catching on fire. It's just kind of a mediocre high spec. I wonder if that's related to the high point. Anyway, it just did everything badly, including dying. Where the Genesis, it did certainly perform better in all aspects, from features to build quality to the sound of it and the power. But it also, well, it's done. It's gone for it. It doesn't work anymore. It's still smoking. Where the high spec is still going, but I don't know. So to answer the question, what did we learn? We learned that this one's terrible, and we learned that this one, the Genesis, is also terrible, but less terrible. Crap, the Genesis is on fire. I should have taken the battery out. Good grief, those things are dangerous. I know how to get the battery out of this one. That was pretty fun. I have to admit, I do enjoy testing these cheap tools. But you know what? Actually, in all honesty, the Genesis was a pretty decent little drill for $32. Or the other one, the high spec, was useless. Absolutely a piece of trash. So now would be a good time to click the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments what two tools you'd like to see test. Maybe we'll have do the same thing. We'll use the tool for its intended purpose, do a drop test, and then the ultimate tool deathmatch, and they go until they smoke. So or catch on fire. All right, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Hi guys, Johnny Kaplan here with another Gadget Flow unboxing segment in partnership with the Corey Group, an award-winning crowdfunding agency. So today's exciting new product is this Miko 2 Child's Companion robot. Now, kids' robots are all the new rage these days. Parents looking for their ways for kids to interact with technology, but they're looking for ways that they can learn, they can educate them, they can interact in a beneficial way, and that's exactly what the Miko 2 is. So I like the packaging, I like the handle on top, very easily portable. We're gonna get stuck in and open this up. You can see Miko in here, so there you have it. First thing you'll notice is it's a cute looking robot, right? Good size, comes with this nice LCD screen on there. So it's got an operating system that you can actually interact with voice commands. You can say, hello Miko, and ask him to do certain set commands. Yeah, see, I think he's waking up now. As you can see, his eyes are just literally opening up there. Hello Miko. Can you dance for me? Miko can see, it identifies, remembers, and collects known faces, objects, and surroundings. Miko can hear. He understands the voice of your child and neglects the nearby noise. You can connect with Miko 2 to the parent's cell phone and do video calls and navigate Miko through the house using the camera. Or Miko has autopilot. Miko can roam around the house, avoiding any obstacles that may come.
Mimi asked, what did the ocean say when it saw the storm coming? Coco replied, I don't know. Mimi said, it said nothing, it just waved.
I very easily opened it out the box, I switched it on, it was powered on within a minute or so, and I'm already interacting with it. Miko's told me a joke, he has a registered bank there of data and jokes and information, and all sorts of things he can scrape off the internet as well. And the information that he's pouring out is also evolving. Hello, Miko. Can you tell me what is the longest river?
The longest river is the Nile at 6,650 kilometers.
Where is the River Nile?
The Nile River is located within the borders of Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan, and 7 more.
Well, there you go, I didn't know that even, so I thought it was in Egypt, and I've just learned that it touches 7 different countries, so thank you, Miko. Can you tell me the news?
Here are your news updates. Today, Christmas is celebrated all across the world.
Miko can teach. Parents can select from millions of topics, concepts, and lessons to be delivered conversationally to their child. Could you spell Mississippi?
Word Mississippi is spelled as Mississippi.
Wow, he knows it and he knows it fast. Could you tell me the sum of 10 times 10 times 5 times 6?
3,000.
Nice. Who was Pablo Picasso?
Pablo Ruiz Picasso was a Spanish painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, stage designer, poet.
So you can actually interact with Miko by touching some of the buttons on his front here, on his chest. So for instance, if we press the back button here, we can swipe through the menu here and you see this is Knowledge World, for instance. You can learn facts and things about the world. You have here the settings so that you can go through each of his settings. You have a games hub so you can go in and find out which games you can interact with. Camera, photos, autopilot, and then all of the Wi-Fi settings and his router settings, his battery power to know that he's ready to go and ready to play with. And he has these cute eyes, of course, right? One of the features of these robots today is they need to look friendly, they need to look appealing, and especially this is for, kids aged 5 and older. Can you sing for me? Miko comes packed with parental controls and safety. Parents can monitor their child's engagement and send them reminders through the parental dashboard, accessible on their cell phone. So what we're going to do, let's have a look at Miko's Game Hub. Here we go, straight into it. So we have Story Time, we have Story Walker.
Animal sounds.
It's a great interactive screen here. It's very clear to see what's going on. So it's asking me to choose an animal. So what we'll do is we'll just select. So now here.
Modern technology allows people to communicate directly. Voice and video calls, emails, pictures and instant messages travel directly from A to B, maintaining trust between individuals no matter how far apart they are. When it comes to money, people have to trust a third party to be able to complete a transaction. Blockchain technology is challenging the status quo in a radical way. By using math and cryptography, blockchain provides an open, decentralized database of any transaction involving value, money, goods, property, work, or even votes, creating a record whose authenticity can be verified by the entire community. The future global economy will move towards one of distributed property and trust, where anyone with access to the internet can get involved in blockchain-based transactions, and third-party trust organizations may no longer be necessary. The uses of blockchain technology are endless. Some expect that in less than 10 years it will be used to collect taxes. It will make it easier for immigrants to send money back to countries where access to financial institutions is limited. Financial fraud will be significantly reduced, as every transaction will be recorded on a public and distributed ledger, which will be accessible by anyone who has an internet connection. Think of it as wills and contracts that execute themselves, or dated proof of existence for ideas, much like a patent. Blockchain will become a global, decentralized source of trust, but not everyone is ready to embrace it. A huge proportion of trust services, from banking to notaries, will face challenges on price, volume, and in some cases, their very survival. Public authorities could find it more and more difficult to enforce traditional financial regulations due to the new possibilities offered by the Bitcoin network to bypass traditional financial intermediaries. Unimagined new networks will evolve to meet society's needs more cheaply and potentially more securely. Will governments, financial and legal institutions embrace blockchain? What will happen to the ones who don't?
What is nanotechnology, and why should you care? Before we get too technical, try this. Pick up something that's close to you. Anything. It might be a glass, or a smartphone, or even a t-shirt. It doesn't really matter what. Now, think about what this thing does well. It could be holding water or chasing Pokemon, or if you're thinking about that t-shirt, making you feel awesome. Then think about what it doesn't do so well, perhaps smashing when you drop it, or running out of power just when you need it, or thinking about that t-shirt still, smelling of BO after you've worn it for a couple of days. It might not be obvious, but all of these things, the good stuff and the bad, depend on the individual atoms that make up the things around us, and importantly, how they're put together. It's a bit like a car working because of how all the individual bits are arranged. It's not just a case of having 4 wheels, an engine and a steering wheel. They all have to be in the right place if you want a car that gets you to where you're going without falling apart. Of course, atoms are a bit smaller than the wheels on a car, but the same idea holds. How the different atoms in something are arranged can affect things like how strong or how weak it is, or if it conducts electricity, or if you can see through it, or even what it feels like. In fact, pretty much anything that the stuff around you does, it does because of how all the different atoms it's made of are put together. And this includes the things that you don't want stuff to do, like breaking, or smelling, or running out of power. If we were really smart, of course, we'd make the stuff around us work better simply by doing a better job of arranging the different atoms it's made of. And if we were smarter still, we could make totally new stuff by putting atoms together in ways that we'd never done before. We could even start to create stuff that behaves in quite unusual ways, because when you start playing around with atoms, you can tap into some really weird quantum physics. The trouble is, Atoms are really small, more than 1,000,000 times smaller than the tip of your pinky finger, and that means they're not that easy to work with. But over the past few years, scientists and engineers have become increasingly good at designing and engineering materials down at the level of atoms or small groups of atoms. And because this new technology involved doing stuff at such a minute scale, it's called nanotechnology. Using their new skills, nanotechnologists are beginning to do cool stuff like creating materials that are really good at turning sunlight into energy, or using nanoscopically small particles to deliver anti-cancer drugs, or even turning polluted water into drinkable water. They're even finding new ways to make glass that doesn't break when you drop it, batteries that last longer, and even t-shirts that smell fresh after you've worn them for a few days. This is really powerful tech. It's helping us to do stuff we couldn't even dream of just a few years ago. But because nanotechnology is so powerful, we need to be really careful how we use it, just in case we end up causing more problems than we solve. The last thing we want is to make better solar cells that also destroy the environment, or design more efficient water filters that just happen to cause more pollution. Because of this, scientists and others are working hard to make sure we develop and use nanotechnology responsibly. But this isn't just down to nanotechnologists. It's something everyone can be part of, because at the end of the day, it's up to us to decide just how much we want nanotechnology-enabled products and what we're willing to put up with to get them.
Modern technology allows people to communicate directly. Voice and video calls, emails, pictures and instant messages travel directly from A to B, maintaining trust between individuals no matter how far apart they are. When it comes to money, people have to trust a third party to be able to complete a transaction. Blockchain technology is challenging the status quo in a radical way. By using math and cryptography, blockchain provides an open, decentralized database of any transaction involving value, money, goods, property, work, or even votes, creating a record whose authenticity can be verified by the entire community. The future global economy will move towards one of distributed property and trust, where anyone with access to the internet can get involved in blockchain-based transactions, and third-party trust organizations may no longer be necessary. The uses of blockchain technology are endless. Some expect that in less than 10 years it will be used to collect taxes. It will make it easier for immigrants to send money back to countries where access to financial institutions is limited. Financial fraud will be significantly reduced, as every transaction will be recorded on a public and distributed ledger, which will be accessible by anyone who has an internet connection. Think of it as wills and contracts that execute themselves, or dated proof of existence for ideas, much like a patent. Blockchain will become a global, decentralized source of trust, but not everyone is ready to embrace it. A huge proportion of trust services, from banking to notaries, will face challenges on price, volume, and in some cases, their very survival. Public authorities could find it more and more difficult to enforce traditional financial regulations due to the new possibilities offered by the Bitcoin network to bypass traditional financial intermediaries. Unimagined new networks will evolve to meet society's needs more cheaply and potentially more securely. Will governments, financial and legal institutions embrace blockchain? What will happen to the ones who don't?
What is nanotechnology, and why should you care? Before we get too technical, try this. Pick up something that's close to you. Anything. It might be a glass, or a smartphone, or even a t-shirt. It doesn't really matter what. Now, think about what this thing does well. It could be holding water or chasing Pokemon, or if you're thinking about that t-shirt, making you feel awesome. Then think about what it doesn't do so well, perhaps smashing when you drop it, or running out of power just when you need it, or thinking about that t-shirt still, smelling of BO after you've worn it for a couple of days. It might not be obvious, but all of these things, the good stuff and the bad, depend on the individual atoms that make up the things around us, and importantly, how they're put together. It's a bit like a car working because of how all the individual bits are arranged. It's not just a case of having 4 wheels, an engine and a steering wheel. They all have to be in the right place if you want a car that gets you to where you're going without falling apart. Of course, atoms are a bit smaller than the wheels on a car, but the same idea holds. How the different atoms in something are arranged can affect things like how strong or how weak it is, or if it conducts electricity, or if you can see through it, or even what it feels like. In fact, pretty much anything that the stuff around you does, it does because of how all the different atoms it's made of are put together. And this includes the things that you don't want stuff to do, like breaking, or smelling, or running out of power. If we were really smart, of course, we'd make the stuff around us work better simply by doing a better job of arranging the different atoms it's made of. And if we were smarter still, we could make totally new stuff by putting atoms together in ways that we'd never done before. We could even start to create stuff that behaves in quite unusual ways, because when you start playing around with atoms, you can tap into some really weird quantum physics. The trouble is, atoms are really small, more than 1,000,000 times smaller than the tip of your pinky finger, and that means they're not that easy to work with. But over the past few years, scientists and engineers have become increasingly good at designing and engineering materials down at the level of atoms or small groups of atoms. And because this new technology involved doing stuff at such a minute scale, it's called nanotechnology. Using their new skills, nanotechnologists are beginning to do cool stuff like creating materials that are really good at turning sunlight into energy, or using nanoscopically small particles to deliver anti-cancer drugs, or even turning polluted water into drinkable water. They're even finding new ways to make glass that doesn't break when you drop it, batteries that last longer, and even t-shirts that smell fresh after you've worn them for a few days. This is really powerful tech. It's helping us to do stuff we couldn't even dream of just a few years ago. But because nanotechnology is so powerful, we need to be really careful how we use it, just in case we end up causing more problems than we solve. The last thing we want is to make better solar cells that also destroy the environment, or design more efficient water filters that just happen to cause more pollution. Because of this, scientists and others are working hard to make sure we develop and use nanotechnology responsibly. But this isn't just down to nanotechnologists. It's something everyone can be part of, because at the end of the day, it's up to us to decide just how much we want nanotechnology-enabled products and what we're willing to put up with to get them.